at the end of the day, basketball is supposed to be entertaining us. It's supposed to be an escape with our day-to-day lives, right? The reality. This is about to be the most intense drama. This can't even be scripted better.
Yeah, it's great.
Kawhi said, no, I'm not joining you because I don't want to just have a Kevin Durant championship where it's a foregone conclusion who's going to win it all. I'm going to take the throne from you in your own city. And if you thought that I didn't take it from you last year in Toronto, guess what? I'm coming to your own building and take it from you.
Yeah,
it's just gangster as hell.
Yeah, but I think you're making it more gangster than it actually is because I don't think Kawhi Leonard actually had those thoughts in his mind when he signed with the Clippers. I don't think Okay.
No.
Hot take of the year. Can I give you my hot take of the year?
Wait, I got to stop you right there.
All right. I have a major hot take for you in a second, but go ahead.
I think everything he did in this offseason was totally calculated on his part.
I don't think it was on his part. Guess whose part it was? I think it was Uncle Dennis's part.
Whatever, his camp.
I don't think he gives a shit.
He was playing 4D chess, dog.
Uncle Dennis was.
He basically sold the Lakers out. He prolonged which team he was going to sign for so that all the good free agents would be signing with the correct teams, put the Lakers in a difficult spot.
I don't think he did that.
I think he did.
No.
I think you're giving...
Because here's the thing.
You give LeBron James so much credit for being this mastermind, but he has people in place that advise him, and I think Kawhi has people in place that advise him.
Certainly.
One of them is Uncle Dennis, and I think the move was gangster, and I think it was calculated.
Okay. I disagree with you to the extent that you think it was calculated. Because here's the thing. If the Clippers were unsuccessful in trading for Paul George, my dog was signing with the Lakers. 100%. His number one priority...
Wait. No.
No. His priority was coming back to LA.
See, the basis of your argument, I don't necessarily agree on. You can't just say 100% to build your argument.
If you listen to... I mean, obviously we'll never know what's in his head, what's in Uncle Dennis's head. But if you read the tea leaves and you listen to what he said... That was what the media fed us. No, but it wasn't just the media. If you listen to what the man said himself, right? He said in his Clippers opening press conference, the most important thing to me this offseason was coming home. Period. That's what he said. I believe that if the Clippers were unsuccessful in getting Paul George, he would have signed with the Lakers. I think 100%, I think with Uncle Dennis at the helm, he was staying in LA one way or the other. I think their first choice was the Clippers, 100%. I think far and away their first choice was the Clippers. But I think their plan B, if shit didn't work out, was the Lakers. I don't think there was ever a chance that he was going back to Toronto.
So I disagree with you in your initial premise saying that it was 100% going to be the Lakers if they didn't get Paul George, or blah, blah, blah. I think he really had no real intention with signing with the Lakers. I could be wrong. Like you said, we won't know. I think what he wanted to do was hold the Lakers out dry because all the other free agents would sign with other teams, so we wouldn't eat out our cap space pursuing.
That's some Illuminati shit, bro.
I'm telling you. And then after that, the Clippers weren't even in the conversation. This is what makes me think that Clippers weren't even in the conversation. It was kind of like Lakers or Toronto. And then Clippers came out of the blue. And this Paul George trade blindsided everybody. I think there was something in the works. I think Jerry West was making some sort of magic go on behind closed doors. I think Kawhi and Paul George had conversations of playing together. Paul George has said that he wanted to be traded to the Spurs.
Which I think is bullshit.
Before being traded to the Thunder, right? So, what I'm trying to say is, he waited. If he wanted to come back home and just win and give him the best chance of winning, even to this day, the no-brainer is the Lakers, right? If his goals are to come home and to win, the Lakers. Are you kidding me? Anthony Davis, LeBron. Why would you ever consider another team?
I'll tell you why.
No, hold on. I'm not done yet.
Okay, I can answer your question, but go ahead.
So he made the Lakers weaker by waiting. This Paul George trade came out of nowhere, which I suspect was in the works beforehand. It wasn't even in the topic of conversation that Clippers were even a factor. There was a point where they were eliminated from contention. And then all of a sudden...
According to media bullshit sources that didn't know anything.
But your argument is based on media sources that say it was 100% guaranteed that he was planning to sign with the Lakers.
No, I didn't say that. I said based on what he said in his initial press conference. I said... Based on the words that he spoke from his mouth, he said his number one priority was coming home.
And let's read the tea leaves, so to speak. Okay, what was that New Balance commercial? That was a shot directly at LeBron with the crown keychain with the Kawhi Town exit sign off the LA freeway.
You think he had anything to do with that? Those are the marketing executives at New Balance, bro. That's like it. You're looking like. It's not some Illuminati shit behind the scenes. Let's sabotage the Lakers. Like, they're not thinking about that. They're like, Uncle Dennis is thinking, what's the best situation for Kawhi Leonard? What's going to get him the most success, the most money? What's best for him long term, right? That's his. He's not. I promise you, there wasn't some deep conspiracy to fuck the Lakers over.
Can we look at the track record then? Because I'm not saying it was Kawhi's. Like I said, I think LeBron has people in place that advise him, and he makes good decisions. Even if LeBron would be like, I would imagine, I don't know for sure, but I'd imagine LeBron will have an opinion, and his advisor might argue differently, or whatever. They're a team. I suspect Kawhi has his own team, and let's just look at the track record, right? He went out of San Antonio, goes to a championship Eastern Conference team, right? Wins which is a great place to land as the interim spot until you determine where you want to go long term, right? So he goes to Toronto, which is already established championship team in a weaker conference, thinking like, okay, they're good. I have ability to win the championship here, to build my brand here, to kind of restate myself as one of the elite players in the NBA, if not the elite player in the NBA or the best player in the NBA. Because remember, prior to his injury, there were people like Charles Barkley saying that he's the second best player in the league. And now that LeBron didn't make the playoffs, there are a lot of commentators out there saying that he's laid down the torch, and it's up for grabs. So he went to Toronto, had these epic matchups with these other people that were supposed to be the next in line, a la Embiid, a la Giannis, ran through them all, then beat Dynasty, which was the Warriors.
Very injured dynasty.
And man, he won. So like every move since he left San Antonio to me appears to be very calculated. Now I'm not saying that all of it. There are certain things that like worked in his favor. Maybe the certain timing issues.
What if Sam Presti was like, nah, you guys don't have enough for us to give up Paul George? What then? What do you think he would have done? Let's say they weren't going to trade him.
But I suspect that just as you have your hunches, because we don't know, right?
Yeah, this is all speculation at the end of the day.
I think that Jerry West was in the works for something, and when it finally happened, to your point, it could be that deal took a little longer to happen. I think Paul George being traded to the Clippers locked Kawhi to come to the Clippers, no doubt, right? But I might say, okay, if I were to concede a certain point, if the trade would have happened earlier, would Kawhi have made his decision earlier? Maybe. But, and then that worked to his advantage because they're weak in the Lakers.
I don't think he was purposefully sabotaging the Lakers by holding it out.
But to think that
Kawhi's not Paul George.
But to think that Kawhi's not calculated this whole time is, I think.
No, he's certainly calculated. And again, I don't think he has anything to do with the calculation. I think it's Uncle Dennis and whoever his other advisors are, whether it's agents or other family members or whoever. I mean, we don't know, right? And they're very secretive, and they're secretive on purpose. So we don't know. But I don't think that their top priority or their top 5 priorities was necessarily sabotaging the Lakers. I don't think that they held out to the last second to make everything happen because there's too many other moving pieces at play, primarily the Oklahoma City front office. Like, I think the timing just ended up working out perfectly for the Clippers in that not only did they land Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, but it also sort of fucked the Lakers over a little bit in that we couldn't go after D'Angelo or Bogdanovich or whoever else.
Look,
but I don't think it was like a calculated thing on Kawhi's part.
I get what you're saying. That's not my point. That's not my underlying argument. My argument that it was a gangster-ass move, and he didn't want to play necessarily with LeBron. He didn't want to be second fiddle. I'll tell you why.
Can I tell you why now?
Sure.
Yeah, that's what it boils down to. Uncle Dennis didn't want my dog Kawhi to be second fiddle to nobody. And that's what it comes down to, because the opportunities for him, even though he's playing for the marquee franchise, he's still potentially third string, especially considering the fact that I think personalities. Well, okay, that as well. But the other thing is, I think it was a stipulation in his contract that he only gets to play 65 games and that's it. So with him load managing so much,
I think the Lakers would agree to that.
No, they would. They would have. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in doing that, it almost solidifies him as third banana, right? Because LeBron's probably going to play most of the games, hopefully, knock on wood. Anthony Davis is going to play most of the games, knock on wood. Kawhi's only going to play 65. It almost solidifies him as that third banana, potentially. And I think that that's a scenario, even if it's a potential scenario, even if it didn't end up happening that way, I think that's a scenario that Kawhi's handlers, Uncle Dennis and co., would not accept. They want him to be in the spotlight, the number one option, the undisputed, best player on the team for endorsement opportunities and just overall spotlight. I think he definitely has more of a spotlight.
Sounds pretty calculated.
But I'm not saying that it's so. There's calculations happening, but I don't think that it's to fuck the Lakers over specifically. I think it's to put Kawhi Leonard in the best position to succeed on the highest level in basketball, because in
basketball that's a bad argument, because the best position for Kawhi Leonard to be in basketball were to join the Lakers. We would have been
but he would have he would have got some KD backlash. This way he's still competitive.
Unlike the league has ever seen.
Okay, agreed. But
three of the top five.